Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we go anywhere, please like, share and subscribe.
That shit was a fire. Now I'm go.
I hope you all are doing well. I know your girl has not been here for a little while, but university has just been absolutely crazy. I'm doing my masters, guys, so please give me some grace. But today I wanted to share with you guys some tips that I had when it comes to interviewing. So I was thinking about just interviews in general and going for jobs, and I realized that I've never actually gone for an interview and not got the job. Like, every time I interview I get a job offer, and that's absolutely crazy. I don't always get to the interview stage, but when I do get to the interview stage of a job, I get the job. And there's only one instance where I went for an interview, I didn't get the job, but they emailed me after they let me down about not getting the job and offered me a different role. So that's literally the only time I didn't get the job that I actually interviewed for. And so the tips that I wanted to share, not like your average, like, oh, you know, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, obviously they are like standard tips, but however, I feel like they're a bit unique because a lot of people don't really speak about these things, and I feel like these are the unique kind of tips that have actually helped myself get a job. So let's get to it. The first tip, and the thing that I think probably gets me most of my jobs, is being yourself authentically, completely authentically. Because I feel like sometimes people go for interviews and they want to like show themselves to be the person who they think that the company want for the job. Of course you have to be professional, of course you have to, you know, speak in a certain manner. Even that, like, you don't need to code switch too much. The one time that I went for an interview, they asked me a question about, like, what's the toughest thing that you've been through, and I had that urge to kind of go for that simple, like, oh, you know, my weakness is I'm a perfectionist and I try to do work at the most perfected point of life and all of that. You try and give these like textbook answers that you found on the internet. When I tell you that that doesn't work, they asked me what the hardest thing I've been through was and like what my weakness was, and I said about my mental health. I told them about a mental health breakdown that I went through, and I was completely honest with them, and I was like, but I was able to get out of it, and that's like my biggest achievement, and I'm so proud of myself, etc, etc. That wasn't the exact question, but you understand what I'm saying. You wouldn't normally think to speak about your mental health struggles in an interview, because you would think that that would disqualify you from the role. But I used that part of my story to qualify me from the role, because they could see me today. They could see how engaged I was. They could see how on the ball I was. They could see how ready for the role that I was. But I also told them that this is something real. This is something that I've gone through. And obviously in today's day and age, like, mental health is becoming less of a stigma. It's becoming less of a taboo. So it is more comfortable to speak about these things. But as I said with that tip, like, you have to be yourself. You have to be honest. You have to be comfortable. Because if you go there and portray a completely different person, one, they'll probably see through it and they won't give you the job. Or two, if they don't see through it, you're going to have to keep up that persona when you get to that job. Like, and you will slip, and then they'll start thinking, who is this girl that we hired? And trust me, some places your probation is 6 months. If you're not the person that they think that they hired, they're going to find a way to get rid of you. They want you to be yourself. They want you to have relatable experiences. They want you to be a real 3D person with depth and with layers. The second thing that I would say is be relatable and be honest. It's a little bit stalkerish, but I would say, you know, find out about the people that are interviewing you, you know, find a level in which you connect and which you relate. And that doesn't have to be prior to the interview, that can be during the interview. Speak to them, be relatable, you know, ask them if they have kids, ask them how certain things are going, and not even just like surface level, like, oh, how's the weather. Dig deeper, but not in an inauthentic way. Like, don't start asking what their blood type is and things like that, but dig deeper. They're a human being. They want to know that you have personality. They're going to potentially work with you, or they'll potentially be your boss. They want to know that they can have some banter with you. They want to know that they can, you know, relate to you. And be honest. Don't go in there and lie about the fact that you have all of these special skills and you've done these things before, because they'll see right through it. And you need to be completely honest. You want to work somewhere. Obviously, having been somewhere that I didn't want to work, it was kind of the opposite, because the company sold me a dream. Like, the company ethos and the company culture that I really thought that I was stepping into, I fell in love with that. And me in the interview, we really vibed on that. And I'm not gonna lie and say that the whole culture isn't like that, because that man, I genuinely really liked him and he wanted to foster that culture. So we vibed on that because I was completely authentic in who I was, and you know, we bounced off each other. We had that honesty, that open communication. And that's really important from the beginning. It really, really is. So the third thing I would say is be confident. Be confident. And I don't just mean like, oh, I think that I'm going to get the job. Just be confident in who you are. I think when you're completely authentically honest and authentically yourself and authentically who you are, you can't help but be confident, because you're not confident in the fact that you're going to get the role. You're confident in the fact that you are who you are, and if they want you for that role, if you think you're perfect for that role, you need to now own your personality, own your confidence, and be like, well, if they want me, they're going to take me as I am. And if they don't want me, then that's fine, because I'm worth more. Do you understand? Like, and if you don't feel confident, because me, I get nervous. My belly starts going. If you don't feel confident, fake it. Fake it. Speak affirmations to yourself as you're on your way to the interview. I can't look at any interview notes like on the way to the interview, because I get too scared and I get overwhelmed. But if you can just continue speaking positive affirmations over yourself, speaking positivity into yourself, then you'll be able to ace it, because you've got that confidence on the inside of you and you're confident in yourself. You might not be confident in getting the role, you might not be confident in the company, but as long as you're confident in yourself, that attracts people. That confidence and that, you know, that I don't know how to say it, that pizzazz, it really attracts people to you, and it makes them think, okay, this girl knows what she's doing, she knows what she's talking about, she's feeling herself, so I'm feeling her. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you can vibes off one another, they feel your energy, they're attracted to your energy, and it just makes the whole process smoother. And trust me, you'll feel more confident and comfortable when you're in the interview. When you're just being yourself, you're just vibing and you're just confident, you know? That confidence is really key, because I feel like when you're not confident, they kind of find ways to kind of break you, find ways to kind of call you out on stuff, and you would be doing blah, blah, blah. But if you're just being yourself, you're being honest, you're being authentic, what they gonna do? What they gonna say? If you're not the one for the role, you're not the one for the role. It's not the end of the world. And I would say my last tip is do your research on how interviews usually go, because I know sometimes we do like extensive research on the company, extensive research on their what's it called, the things that they do to help the community, so that we can say that we love that part of them. We do extensive research on when the company was founded, the company's core values, all of that stuff. That stuff is important, and make sure you do that research. But do research on how the interview process usually goes. I cannot explain how many interviews I've aced by what you might call cheating, because I've literally gone through blogs, websites, over and over again to check the interview process that people have gone through before, the questions that they asked, the answers that these people gave to the questions that they asked, so that I can see, okay, this person answered in this type of manner and they gave them the job. How can I transform that into my style and make sure that I'm still being authentic by answering these questions? Finding out, you know, how many stages of the process that there are, asking those questions. Say, oh, you know, I saw that previously you guys used to do a test. Do you still do that test? You know, having that back and forth, being really intentional about the information they provide you with before the interview, so that you can research that and you can look into that. These are really like my main interview test tips, and I know that like they were kind of all kind of under the same umbrella. But I would say the way to get a job, especially when you're in an interview, because once you've got an interview, your foot is kind of already in the door. Like, the door is ajar. They're just trying to meet you and trying to see how you vibe with them, see how you really are fit for the role. Sometimes they give you these kind of tests to test whether, you know, you've got the right kind of answers. But really and truly, they just want to see if you're the type of person that can be trained, that they can work with, that is fit for the role. And really and truly, I believe that personality shining through is really important. Authenticity shining through is really important. Confidence shining through is really important. Knowing your stuff and being well prepared is really important. And I would say that those are my top interview tips. And I really hope that if you're watching this and if you're going for an interview, that you feel a bit more at ease, you feel confident. And if you want any more tips on this topic, then please let me know. I tried to make that a really quick and fun video. I was really passionate, but I'm really passionate about this topic, and I really just want everyone to just win at life. So I will be back shortly, and I love you guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
That shit was a fire. Now I'm gold.